hello to another foundering car, and this one is entitled the City Supercar Experience. And I'm driving now the 595C Turismo of Abarth, which is Stage 1. It also has a record Monza exhaust system in the roof. You can, of course, because being a C, it can also be used as a convertible if needed. You have the shifters on your pedal shifters on the steering wheel. Very nice exhaust note, as you can hear. Also intake is nice, but the exhaust is booming, so a little bit more dominant. And why is this such a supercar for the city? One, you get a car that can mitigate the city, it's quite narrow, you can easily pull through the narrow streets. Also if there are cars parked on both sides, you can also fit it in the tightest parking spots, and in the city there's a big chance that your car can become damaged. If you then have a car like the Abarth 595, of course it's not nice that it gets damaged, but it will be a lot less costly as compared to a supercar, a real supercar of course. It is not a supercar in that sense. It does have 173 horsepower after the Stage 1 tune. 310 Newton meters of torque, so it goes very nice. It sounds very nice, and you have all the attributes to make it supercar style, that you have that experience without being really that fast. Also, if your car is a supercar, it will not be pleasant to drive in the city. Why? You cannot extract the potential, because once you hit the gas you will be far over all the speed limits and there's not enough room. Whereas with the little midget like the Abarth, you can just sweep it in everywhere. Yeah, that exhaust, taking turnarounds, roundabouts, and just pushing through the city like hooligan without breaking all the speed limits and having a lot of fun. Also the speed bumps, it's quite rich. Turismo is not that extremely hard in the dampers. It has better dampers by Kony, so, but still you can easily take the speed bumps as well, and you can seat 4 people, because in an urban environment you also need to adapt. So for example, if you have some friends that you want to take over, or you have children like we do, then it's nice that you can still rely on the 4-seater capability that also the Abarth 595C is offering. A 4-seater convertible experience. Hope you liked this short video. Foundering car out. So another foundering car today in the Abarth, as you saw, 595C. I also got ZC33S, so Suzuki Sport Hybrid. And if you ask me which of those is the workhorse, the first answer is I just use both of my cars. I think a hot head should be used for everything that is needed. So you don't need to have another car. But if you compare these two, I will work the Suzuki Sport Hybrid more, and this is more the pleasure ride, so to say. And why is that? This Abarth has a full leather interior. Also it's smaller. It does not have 5 doors, so you need a car with practicality to use it in many situations. However, sometimes when I try to get something which is quite tall, I top load it in the Abarth as well. So it's a little bit of both. Both are a pleasure to use, and yeah, just make them work. The Suzuki Sport Hybrid has the benefit that it's a hybrid, a little bit more modern type of car. also more warranty, so more reliable, also being a Japanese one, and a little bit more frugal, that in many situations can be beneficial. However, the Abarth has an automatic system, so even if you have to hold something with one hand a little bit more to secure it, that's also a good thing to combine with Abarth. Also, Abarth has a little bit less stiff suspension, so easier to mitigate speed bumps and the likes. I just love both little cars, and I must say both are worked harder than the full size C segment on the BMW 330e, which is more of a luxury type of car. That being said, the benefit of the 330e is that you have more interior room, especially if you go for a trip, a longer trip with the children as well. Then they have more room. Also, they have separate airco systems, so they can apply the heat or the cold of the airco as they like, and still have good cooling. Also, when you have the dogs in the back, in the trunk, you can open the ski passage, and then we put a little bit of someone married here. You can just put a little bit of a fence in front of that, so they don't come into the passenger compartment, but still you have the benefit of the cooling system in place, as well as the room for the passengers optimum. So that's it in a nutshell. I tried to focus on the voltages, but I also mentioned BMW 330e, its role in there. All cars are being used instead of renting other cars to do those hard working jobs, and all the better for it. If you don't have a car that you are willing to use, then I think you're missing out on the usability compartment. Of course, you could have an old-timer or a 911, which you should not use in that way, perhaps. But we do, and we don't have such expensive cars, just functional cars that are fun. Found my car? Out.